Hello, hello.
Hello. So today we have quite an interesting lineup of news, and also looks like Bitcoin moved up over the course of yesterday and this morning. So we're gonna talk about the CPI jumping up to 5%, higher than expectation. So this is quite big, meaning that we have clearly right now we had kind of clear inflation. One of the main drivers, it looks like it was the price of used cars and cars. So that helped basically the inflation go up quite a lot. So it looks like your car is appreciating in value as well, at least in the recent period. It's been has had a little bit of an appreciation. So good for you, I guess. Good for everyone that owns a car in the
Man,
United
people
States.
are buying cars, waiting a year, and then selling them for higher prices than they bought it. It's kind of
It's kind of like
that's
now
kind
you can also flip cars. It looks like you're not. There's gonna be a new business in town, flipping cars. But regardless of that, this should, if this trend continues, of course, it's like signaling inflation, which is should be good for Bitcoin. We have a different idea on this. You don't agree with me? I think it should be
I think
bullish
it's
for Bitcoin.
because when you have a lot of inflation like this, then there's a lot of threat of the Fed acting against inflation with them, tapering maybe sooner than people are expecting it to. And past inflation isn't bullish. Future inflation is bullish. When inflation is low and the Fed comes out and says we're going to print more money, that's bullish. When inflation is high and the Fed comes out and says we're going to print less money, that's very bearish. I don't see how this is insanely good for anyone unless the Fed comes out next week and says, hey, we're not going to act on it. But considering the stock market is hitting new all-time highs, I don't think it's likely that they don't act.
Yes, that's kind of the news for today. We're also hitting new all-time highs on the S&P. So quite an interesting outcome of the CPI was kind of expected since it was higher than predicted. People flocked into assets that are kind of trying to avoid the inflation itself. So so that's, I guess that's pretty much it for the CPI. We have two different takes. It's okay. Sometimes you do have different takes on it. Both can be viewed like maybe you can agree with me or you can agree with Mike, but it's up to you really. It's up to you. What do you think? It's a question for yourself to ask yourself. So interactive brokers to offer crypto trading, and we both have the similar stance on this, since they are actually gonna have real custody as well of the assets. So you will be able to actually buy Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency assets and have custody of the assets. This will likely have a good impact on the cryptocurrency market in general, since more retails will move towards owning assets and cryptocurrency assets. So this should be bullish. Should be quite
Yeah,
bullish.
right now the barrier to entry in crypto keeps a lot of people from entering the market, and almost everyone has some sort of broker. So now that brokers are starting to move towards allowing you to trade cryptocurrency and even have custodial access of it, like that just it's just going to make it easier for more money to come into the market, and I just don't see how that's a bad thing. So
Yeah, this is definitely bullish. There's really no way to take this as a bearish news, really. Well, maybe too many people getting into the crypto space, you would kind of try to see it as a contrarian indicator of like retails getting into the market, but I don't see that being the case because we're not making new all-time highs right now. We are quite at severe lows actually compared to a couple of months ago. So this is definitely gonna be a bullish. This is definitely gonna have a bullish impact on the price and the narrative around digital assets in general. Then we have our friends over at Victory Capital announcing plans to enter the cryptocurrency market. This of course adds more and more players, institutional players that are willing, that are interested, that have some sort, they want to have some sort of stake into the crypto markets, and also validates the thesis that cryptocurrencies are here to stay. So this is definitely big. They're trying to create basically offer a private fund to other institutional set accredited investors that will track the NCI index, which was created by Nasdaq in collaboration with Ashtax. So that's basically kind of what they want to do, and they're gonna offer it to accredited clients. So this is another bullish news. There's nothing bearish about it, really, nothing. So, do you have anything to add about this, or
just more people entering the space, more money coming in. I don't see how you could take this as being bad.
And then we have funding roundup. Innovative projects attract bigger sums from global VCs and angel investors. This is mostly an article about let's say altcoins more than anything else, really. It looks like Balancer Labs raised 24 million, Flare raised 11 million, Automata Network was backed with 2.4 million. DeFi started a Cryptoin. I've never heard of this one, Crypto Network, never heard of it, but looks like they raised 1.1 million from a private round. So it looks like even angel investors and VCs are getting in deep into crypto. It looks like they're financing a lot of different projects in the space, and with serious capital as well. So they really see a future in crypto, which adds up to the bullishness of the day. We have bullish price action today, we have bullish news coming out. Looks like the two are reinforcing each other, and soon we'll also have today looks like we're gonna also have the Bitcoin abundance workshop. They're gonna talk about Bitcoin with Michael Saylor, Diamandis, and this bar, I don't know how to spell this name, but also this is gonna be this workshop. They're gonna be talking about Bitcoin. They're gonna try to get some more institutional and businesses on board on the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency train.
And now that we've had a significant move down, I think Bitcoin's going to be a lot more attractive to these institutions than they were when he was pitching this last time at an all-time high.
Yeah, there's definitely much more of an incentive to get into crypto when the prices are off 50%. So we're gonna look at the Bitcoin price action. We have a couple of scenarios going on that at least I'm looking at, and we probably both agree on the scenario. So getting about $40,000, actually gaining $42,000 would be massive. Getting at that level would probably push the price up at least to around the $50,000 range. So between $48,000 and $50,000, where we have basically another point of control of the move down that we have had. Losing our support at 36,000 though would probably lead us to a lower low around $28,000. So we are of course still in a range. Nothing has happened between yesterday and today. The highly likely scenario is we go to $40,000 and we come back down. That's the highly likely scenario. So of course this is like what most likely is going to happen. The thing is, if we do go up to $40,000, that would be a higher high, because last time we went to 39.8 and we got rejected. If this time we are able to breach the previous high, that would at least give us a higher high that we did not have for, let's say, a couple of months. Was it a couple of months that we did not make a higher high? Maybe less than that.
The last higher high was made back in the 14th of April.
14th of April. Yep. Yeah, but I mean locally. Locally we did have a slightly higher high on the 8th of May, where we went above that $57,000. So it actually even earlier than that, we had one like in April, 30th of April. We did, like, related to trend, we did make a slightly higher high. Wasn't significant though, because we started going sideways there, and then eventually we just dumped, and that's where we are sitting up right now. There's like trend lines that you can look at, things of all types of sorts, but basically gaining $40,000 would mean highly likelihood of 42,000 would be the actual level. 40,000 would mean we make a new high, so it's already bullish. We keep in mind we are above the point of control of this consolidation, which is in itself bullish. The question is right now, are we going to be able to move up and sustain prices above $40,000, or are we going to get rejected there and then move back down and most likely test the bottom of the range and see what happens from there? Those are kind of the big
right now we're right now at the top of the range. I would say higher likelihood is we do push down, but eventually the range will break, and I do think we'll be to the upside. So at least that's where I'm leaning.
Yes, so the highly likely scenario, we agree on this. It's probably we do go back down, close to the 40,000. Even here, we're getting closer and closer to that range, which means that there is people that are gonna be like, oh, let me short a little earlier than that, or let me short a little earlier than everyone else. So there is that chance that we might come down over here and make another lower high, but that would be, to me, that would make it much more bearish than it would be if we did get up to at least 40,000 and, you know, make a new high. So we have to see how the price action is going to develop in the next couple of days. We still have the big buy coming in from Mr. Sailor that is probably not hit the market yet. We don't know yet, but it's probably not hitting the market yet. So no announcement was made. So when Michael is going to be buying, we will definitely see it reflected on the price action. So this could, like his buy, if it does it in the right place, it could cause a lot of short liquidation. So there is also a chance for a short squeeze in a sense if we do start rising quite fast enough, especially given all the shorts that are being piled up at these levels from the bears. So if the bears that get actually defeated, we will see a lot of liquidations from them, and possibly a continued move up because of the liquidations and the so-called short squeeze. But I don't think we have. Do we have anything else to add about today?
Not really. Altcoins are kind of lagging Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin came back up to the top of its range. Most alts didn't really move much.
Yeah,
that's
you're
something.
right.
Yeah.
In fact, we have dominance rising at 44.35%. So we did make a higher low on the dominance. It is not confirmed. It is not confirmed yet because we haven't breached yet the 45s. So if we would breach the 45s, then that would mean that we do have a little bit of a higher low confirmed on the, let's say, not macro trend but medium trend. So this would be in a sense bullish for Bitcoin, because we usually whenever we are done with a macro bull phase, we have a macro bear phase where we're not really macro at the moment. Maybe more medium term. We tend to have a rise in dominance, and then when we are in the middle of the next move up, if we're gonna have it, of course, given if we're gonna have it, then the altcoins are gonna start picking back up and gaining more and more traction. At least when the bulls are sure that, you know, Bitcoin is in a safe place, really. And that's, I think, what the psychological reason behind people moving from altcoins over into Bitcoin, because they feel like it's safer to hold Bitcoin at this point than holding altcoins, which, you know, are at the risk of losing 99%, as Bitcoin could lose only 80%. So only, right?
Yeah, and I mean, past performance doesn't mean that we're going to do the exact same thing over and over again. So,
yes,
I mean,
of course.
it's possible to go down more than 80, but it's just less likely than with the altcoins.
Yeah, so it's just about expectations. Sometimes. So yeah, I think we are pretty much done for the day. So I guess yeah, we're done.
Good one.
All right, bye.